We're going to the library and we're using those resources. We will be going to Barnes & Noble to pick up book club book. Hello my lovelies, welcome back. My name is Viry for those of you who are new here. Technically it's still December, but it's December 30th. I still have a few days off and I think what I want to do is take advantage of my time off and pamper myself with books. So we're starting our January TBR video now. I have a plan. I want to go to the library and look at the books because January is going to be a bit of an expensive month. I am going on a trip and I'm trying to finance myself a little bit better, which means taking away from my usual spending budget. December, of course, tends to be a little bit more expensive because of the holidays and whatnot. So we're going to the library and we're using those resources. I do, however, still want to buy one, maybe two books, depending on how many books I find at the library. And I still have my book club book that I have to get. Okay, so maybe just two books. We're not picking from my Kindle until I get back from the library to see how many books I got. And then after the library, we will be going to Barnes & Noble to pick up book club book and then my other book that I'm thinking of getting. The other thing I want to do is show you all a little bit of a book haul because I did get some books for Christmas and I feel extremely grateful for everything I received. I'm just very happy. Thank you all. You know who you are and I really appreciate the gifts. So first, let's talk about book mail that I received in the middle of December. I did make a YouTube short for this unpackaging. Back in October, I ordered a book from a local bookstore. That's because the author was working with indie bookstores to get a copy of like their sprayed edge book and stuff like that, plus a layover artwork. And I got it. I was very excited because I do like this author and I've been wanting to read this book. And if y'all saw my short, you know what I'm talking about now. But it's Nocticaria by Carrie Lake. Sprayed edges, hardcover, and then the artwork that it came with. I pulled it out of the book, so I have no idea where it goes. So I'm gonna have to like figure out where it goes once I'm reading it. But it came with this. I don't know who the artist is. I really hope it's not AI. If it's not and someone actually drew this, wow. Beautiful. So we're going to add this to our January TBR. We'll put it to the side. The next books I will be showing you all, like I said, I did receive some books for Christmas and I'm very excited for these books. Thank you so much. Let's start off with this, which is a book set. It's been on my TBR for so long and I love this author so much and I'm so excited when I opened it. I got so happy. And it is the Stolen Heir box set by Holly Black. And this is a duology, so it's book 1 and 2, so the Stolen Heir and the Prisoner's Throne. I love Holly Black. I love her writing. She is one of my top authors for sure. These next two books have been in my TBR for a very long time and I'm finally going to be able to read them. So the first one is the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. This is going in my TBR, my January TBR. I need a cute little rom-com book and Abby Jimenez is again one of my favorite authors. I've read all of her standalones out of order. That's okay because you don't really need to rely on the previous books to know what's going on, so it's okay. Putting this to my January TBR on the side. Educated by Tara Westover. This is, I believe, a memoir or autobiography, and this has been in my TBR since my friend recommended it to me, which was like almost a year ago. So here we are finally picking this up. I do think because of my reading slump, I feel like I will enjoy it a little bit more after I get back into the groove of reading, so I'm going to wait maybe till next month. Right now, with the holidays and everything, it's been a little bit hard to focus on literally anything. I need a little bit of more consumable topics and I know that this one can have some hard topics in there. Thank you so much, you know who you are, for getting me this gift. But anyway, let's continue with this video. We'll go over my full TBR at the end of this video because I have no idea what I'm going to be reading.
At some point, I started getting perceived as a grown-up. Yeah, it snuck up on me. I remember that he's on the back of the school bus, making up us. Wanted to grow up, but now I'm missing the old days. They were so...
I'm back and I just want to say that today was somewhat of a success. I feel like the library, we did a really good job, but getting my book club book and other stuff, not so great. Let's go over my Barnes & Noble haul since I only got one book, and that book is Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh. I am so into the series right now. I just really need to know what happens next. So this is the one exception I made to buying. And I was going to buy one more book for my book club, but they did not have the first book. They had the rest of the series, but not the first book. And I believe it's called Jade City. What I might do is I have some credits, so I might get it through Kindle maybe, just so I can participate, but I might sit out this book. Even though it seems very interesting, I just might sit it out because I got a lot of books, you will see. And then the other book that I was planning to get, I did not get because I wanted a specific edition, is The Poppy War. I wanted this edition and they did not have it at Barnes & Noble. I'm just going to wait to get it, and I didn't want to have to go to another bookstore. Part of my TBR. Now the next books I got at the library. So the first book that I got was En Agosto Nos Vemos by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So I'm excited to read this. I believe the original story is in Spanish. I don't think there is an English, there might be an English translation, but this is the original story. I did get it at the library. Like I've mentioned multiple times, I am trying to read a little bit more, and they had a pretty big selection of Spanish books. And this one just seemed very sweet, and I think it might actually make me cry, and it's kind of small. So this is part of my TBR. We're just putting them to the side. It's okay. What if? Hold on. So y'all can see my TBR. Okay, there we go. Now y'all can see my TBR. So the next book that I picked up, I wanted to get some variation, and I know thrillers are a really good genre for me to read while getting out of a reading slump. So I picked up None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and I'm excited to read this one. I read another book by Lisa Jewell, and that one was kind of creepy and gross, and I loved it. I'm excited to read another one, and I've heard very good things about this one. So adding to my TBR. Now this next author, I've been wanting to read something from them, and I might get a little bit sad that I did not actually buy a copy for myself, but I just wanted to try it out, right? It's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I've heard great reviews about this author and this book specifically. I think it's time for me to give it a try. And what better place to do it than at the library where I am not buying anything. I'm going to be very sad if I end up loving this book, because then I'm going to have to buy a copy later. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I like to buy the books that I read as I'm reading them. I have a hard time buying books I've already read just for my collection. I like to be able to say I've read every single book on my bookshelf. Off topic, adding this to the TBR. This is an ambitious TBR right now. I'm actually glad I found the second book because I did not want to buy this series, and I can't remember if it's on Kindle Unlimited. That is Glow of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is the second book in the Spark of the Everflame series. I believe it's called the Kindred Curse Saga, actually. I vaguely remember what the first book is about. I mentioned how it was kind of cheesy and whatnot, but the way it ended made me want to continue reading the book. So since I did see it at the library, I am gonna go ahead and give it a shot. We'll see how this goes. This is a romantasy. I don't know what to expect, if I'm being honest. This is either going to make me like the series and continue it, or probably unhaul the first book that I own. And then the last book that I got at the library, I don't know too much about this one. I think it's a romance book, and it might be a dark romance book. I am not sure, but I have heard mixed reviews about it, and I wanted to check it out. I'm very late in the game, but that is Flock by Kate Stewart. This is part of the Ravenhood series. I hope this is the first one. It did say the first in a seductive series. A modern day Robin Hood retelling that is steamy, intensely emotional, and utterly original. I'm gonna go in blind with this one. I don't want to read any more, but I am excited to read this. I do feel like we have a good variety going on though. So yeah, I ended up getting 5 books at the library. And then to complete this TBR, of course, we already talked about these other 2 books, but I'm going to be reading the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez and Nocticaria by Carrie Lake. Very ambitious TBR. As you can see, I'm obviously not going to pick out of my Kindle jar because this is very big. I don't even know if I'll be able to get to it by the end of the month. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. I think that's it for this video. I am very happy that I decided to go to the library because I did not spend any money on any of these books, including the Barnes & Noble book, because I had a gift card that my job gave me, so I was able to use that gift card to buy this book, and I did not spend any money today. Yay! We saved some money. We're not counting this one. This one was from like months ago. I think that's it for now. I don't think I have anything else, so we'll go ahead and end this video here. I hope y'all like this little no no spend library haul video. Let me know down in the comments below, what book are you currently reading right now? Me, I am reading a book on my Kindle called Hot for the Hostage, something like that, and it's a lot of fun so far. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already and you would like to, please subscribe. I usually make book content, and now and then I make some lifestyle vlogs. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day and happy reading. Bye.